Hello, my name is Keith Workman, and I've been interested in the idea of rail trails since I read about it in a magazine and joined the National RTC organization in 1988. I thought it would be great to have a trail in Wayne County. At our first meeting held in February 1995, we asked several attendees to be a nominating committee. The nominating committee called me later that week and asked if I would accept the nomination for president. I swallowed hard and accepted the nomination. We've made much progress in the 24 years since we began. My current role on the board is special projects. The area just north of Marshallville is known locally as the Rockies because the rail bed is cut down through a rocky hillside. It was a terrible mess of mud holes and drainage problems and heavy ATV use. The two problems I attacked were trying to stop ATV activity and solving the drainage issues. We solved the drainage by ditching both sides of the trail through the rocky cut area. Discouraging ATV use has been a slower process, but with persistence, we are making progress. Much of what I do now is mowing, spraying weeds, cleaning ditches, and repairing ATV damage. The other activity I'm involved in is fundraising bike rides. In 2013, I started organizing and leading multiple day rides on trails as a means of raising funds for RTWC. I do not expect to live long enough to see all of our opportunities built, so we need younger people to step forward and help continue the work. The other thing I want people to know is we are building trails for future generations. I want to leave a legacy for my grandchildren and their children to ride.
Hello, I'm Paul Vance, and I've only been on the board here for about a year so far, so I'm just learning and listening and watching the example of some really fine people who have put in so much hard work and dedication into the construction of rails to trails here in Wayne County. My interest in trails really began about 20 years ago as we were raising our family. My wife and I love to go biking with our children, but with little children, riding on a road obviously is something that no parent really feels comfortable with. So we began looking for bike trails as a family activity. But at that time, we had to drive an hour or so. We had to go to Richland County or Cuyahoga County to find a good trail. And then thankfully, Rails to Trails began working here in Wayne County. We got the Sippo Valley Trail, and we have a lot of family memories there. And now, with the prospect of the Heartland Trail coming through, now I'm really excited because of the potential that it can mean for so many families in our area and in surrounding areas who will come to visit. My interest in serving on the board really began with my volunteer activities and my local government involvement as I began to see the need for good relationships and communication between all the entities that are involved in putting these trails together. I know the thing that gets me the most excited is the idea of finishing these trails here in Wayne County over the next several years. I know the benefit that that will bring to so many families because I saw the benefit that it brought to our family when we were traveling to ride on these trails. Now we have the opportunity to bring them right here through Wayne County, and I think it'll be a tremendous asset. And we all thank you for your support because it takes groups such as Wayne County Rails to Trails to make all of these tremendous things happen.
Hi, I'm Becky Jewell, and I'm a member of the Rails to Trails Board of Directors. My interest in trails began when the Sippo Trail was built over by Dalton. We would go over there and take a walk, and I said, all these people are on their bicycles. Maybe we could dig those old bikes out of the garage and see what would happen. So we did that. We went on our first ride, and we became hooked. In 2009, I retired from the city of Orrville. Within the first year of that, the Rails to Trails purchased the right-of-way, the old CA&C right-of-way between Orville and Clinton. They were looking for someone who would be boots on the ground to help them build the trail. So, of course, I couldn't say no to that because trails are really my love and my passion. So I accepted the position on the board as the Heartland Trail manager. In that position, I work with landowners, the lawyers, the engineers. They said there's 3 important things about building trails: drainage, drainage, and drainage. So there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes, working with the engineering to make sure that everything works and that everything's being done according to all the local regulations and the federal regulations. And we certainly make sure that we get the drainage right so that when we ride this trail 5 years from now, it still looks as good as it did the day it opened. As part of my position, I also work with the Industrial Heartlands Trail Coalition, and I keep track of what's happening with the Rails to Trails Conservancy, just so we know how our trails here fit in with the bigger picture. After I accepted this position, people said, you know, they build trails not in years, but in decades. And that certainly is true. But the one thing that I do know is that the trails that we're going to build now will be here for many generations in the future.
My name is Don Noble. I'm the president of Rails and Trails of Wayne County. Been involved with Rails and Trails for 20 years now. I've been on the board, first served as treasurer for a couple years, and then have been president since 2001, I believe. I volunteered a couple of work days, and lo and behold, they asked me to be on the board. So it's been a privilege for me, obviously, to be part of this for so long. When I see this trail coming together, the Heartland Trail, we're here in Marshallville. It's been a long time coming. Seeing this come to fruition is amazing. We've had this trail on our sites for a long time. It's going to be part of the Ohio to Erie Trail someday here in the near future, bringing people from Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, going all up and down this trail. So finally seeing the pavement on the ground is what I get excited about, and the future possibilities for this trail and for people using it. What gets me passionate about trails is there's 3 things, I guess. Economic development is one. Bringing visitors to Wayne County and to these communities is a great thing to see. Community development, we're using these old trails as corridors for transportation. Health and fitness is another passion of mine, but also paying it forward. Quality of life is another passion of mine. When I see the national parks and state parks, you know, those things just didn't happen, and these trails don't just happen. And people will think that laying the asphalt is the hard part. It's not. That's the easy part. It's everything that goes on behind the scenes for years to bring financial, community support to these trails. But it's paying it forward, and yeah, it's a legacy for future generations to enjoy this as I'm enjoying the trails that have developed. It's paying these forward for these trails for future generations. That's what I get excited about, because I don't think my lifetime I'll get to see all these trails develop in Wayne County. I hope so, but we'll see. But it's laying this groundwork for these future trail users and people to enjoy them.